This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Mirror's Edge. It was written by me based on the themes of Twin Peaks and David Lynch in general. I am the keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Sawyer Hill as his character, Special Agent Daniel Bowie. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Sawyer?
Thank you, Tom. We see Daniel typing up a hastily made email from dbowie at fbibr.gov to a weld at fbibr.gov. Subject, Twin Peaks assignment. Alt. I'm writing you this hasty email to update you on the progress in the lovely town of Twin Peaks. I've been continuing analyzing John Doe number 78. As previously mentioned, the state of his injuries fully confirmed that this is in fact a Blue Rose case. While I wrapped up a sort of medical evaluation, my fellow agents, Cross, Hayter, Lane, and Burnett met with Jason Hall, a competent and helpful park ranger. I managed to catch up with them, and together we ventured into the woods where John Doe was found. Having spent most of our time in Quantico, our experience in the outdoors is mostly lacking. Gaz is the only true outdoorsman among our group of agents. I myself prefer it usually brought to me. But despite our unsettling objective, that is finding out what led John Doe 78 into his current state, the isolation of the forest is quite beautiful. Maybe I'll be able to retrieve a specimen for my taxidermy, with, of course, the ranger's permission. At the location John Doe disappeared, I happened to brush one of the branches with what I believe was his blood on it. I received a strange sensation, burning all over my skin. Perhaps this is just a fraction of what he felt when whatever happened to him happened. Well, speaking of our unfortunate victim, we have a real name, Rao Murphy. We received the results from the tests that have been taken, and we finally have confirmation on that name, or on a name. We visited his hometown of Priest River, a quaint little village, and we went to his ex-wife's home. Burnett and Cross spoke to her while the rest of us waited in the car. Well, I think what you need to know will be in the official report. I want to get onto something a bit more interesting and sort of leave the play-by-play behind. We'll find out what brought him to the mountains. And something, well, I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be something we can't explain. Alt, the real reason I wanted to contact you was because of one Major Amari Edwards. You're stationed at Listening Post Alpha on Blue Pine Mountain. I will admit I have a certain degree of mistrust for those outside organization, especially those in other parts of the government. That's why I tend to prefer working with the dead. But Edwards knew of Blue Rose and had received a signal from the cosmos, a code that included all of our names, a real space oddity. One last thing, Alt. My fellow agents are hiding something from me. Hayter, Cross, Lane, and Burnett. I have a third eye for taxidermy, and something tells me they have neglected the shared existence of a particularly marvelous piece. I hope you enjoy the gift I left on your desk. It's 100% real mole rat. Daniel Bowie.
Oh boy, those are an endangered species and very tiny. It's my favorite animal to go and see at the San Diego Zoo, the naked mole rats. All right. So the morning has come. You've all woken up. We'll say it's around 7:30 in the morning. You guys tend to get up early. What do you want to do? What's your plan of action for today?
We'd probably sit down, have breakfast, and kind of plan that out. I'm dressed for the woods because I have a feeling I'm going to suggest we head up to the cabin if my fellow agents don't have another idea of somewhere we should start first. I think
Yes,
it looked like,
yes, Russell, that seems like the most prudent course of action.
yeah, it seems he was, that Ryle Murphy was gearing up for a trip up there, and I have a feeling that cabin might have been his destination, or we had spent some time there. So
We know he went to the general store in town. He was there for an unusually long time.
Do you think that the staff at the general store have a non-disclosure policy? It's not as though it's someone's medical records or something. Someone spends the better part of an hour in the general store. There might be something telling about the purchases that he made that we can discover before we head out there.
we could definitely ask. I mean, it's a small town. It looks like it's a local shop, not a national chain where we probably wouldn't get anywhere.
And we'll need to make purchases of our own, likely, so.
About that time, you expect to see Gaz come walking in to join you, but instead the sheriff comes in. And she sees you and she comes over to where you are. She says, good morning, gentlemen. I got a communique. I've got a printout for something that Agent Lane asked for from Verizon.
Yes.
She hands it over to you. It plots out a map. You can see it's a map of Twin Peaks, and it's showing you the location of the phone as it traveled in coordination with the camera. He came into town from Priest River. He went to the general store. He was there for a while, and then he drove to a house somewhere in town. Well, you can see where it is in town, and then from there it goes up the mountain. But it doesn't show anything. It shows that it's still up the mountain somewhere.
Okay. Well, if it's showing, we can go to this house. We can go to the general store. We can go to this house that he visited. And then we can go to the last location of his phone. That might be where he was attacked.
And she says, from my best estimate, the phone is currently way up here in the mountains. It looks like that's near the cabin, which you guys had already guessed. The house, it looks like it's the Barr residence, Barr.
I don't see that name in my notes. Sheriff, do we know anything about the Barr family that's notable?
Well, there's Mr. and Mrs. Barr. I mean, they're not really that active in our community. I think, they're kind of woodsy people. It's right on the edge of town. It's near the Ghostwood forest. Um, I personally, I don't know of any record or anything. I've never heard of the bars being a problem in the town.
I'm sorry, Ghost what forest?
Ghostwood Forest. That's over on the east side of Twin Peaks.
Is it called the Ghost Wood because there are birch stands there and their pale bark suggests
There are
spiritual
definitely
anomaly?
birch stands there. Yeah. I don't know why it's called that. I guess it's always been called that. There was originally a plan to tear it all down and build residential estates up there, but apparently that deal fell through some time ago. Since then,
Well,
it's just been, this used to be a logging town, but the mill burned down, the Packard sawmill.
do you know what the
Um,
bars? You said the outdoors people. Is that what they do for a living?
oh, I mean, that's what a lot of people are around here. He might be an ex-lumberjack. He might be a hunter. He might be something like that, you know.
Do they
They
do
don't have any
guide
record.
work?
Possibly.
Oh, we should probably add that to our stop before we head up to the cabin. We can ask them some of these questions directly. Hopefully, they're around.
We should also. I'm gonna check my phone and see if Gaz left any message because he should be at breakfast with us.
Yeah, he hasn't left any message.
Do you suppose he spent the night in the woods and isn't joining us for breakfast? I feel like he was eager to employ his gear.
Yeah,
He
I
was
thought that was
definitely
his
at the
plan.
ranger station.
Stay at the ranger station overnight to get
Yeah.
in the mood, like how he gets, so he can,
I wonder if he's already heading up to the cabin on his own.
it's possible.
I'll send him a message. Gaz. He's going to bring all this outdoor gear and he's going to forget to bring a phone charger. So I'm going to send him a message and say, just are we meeting at where are we meeting? If I don't hear back from him, I will.
Yeah, so you send that message off. And yeah, the sheriff says, well, if you hear anything new, keep us informed. Your Mr. Murphy is still at the hospital, unconscious still. So if you need anything, you know where we are.
Sheriff, do you have a security detail at the hospital? Would we know if someone wished to contact Mr. Murphy out of the blue? Maybe just, the staff there and they could reach out to the sheriff's department if someone showed up. Because his association with things here is unclear and we don't know who all the actors are, I'd like to make sure he's as safe as he can be under the circumstances.
If you think it's necessary, I can post a deputy to keep an eye. He's
If
not a
manpower
fugitive,
permits.
so yeah, we're kind of sparse here, but I'll see what I can do.
I mean, if we assume, and we must, that he was the victim of an assault, perhaps an order of protection makes sense. I wonder if the state could be of assistance in that regard. Something to look
I'll
into.
see what I can do. I mean, we might be able to. We can get some of the Bookhouse boys to keep an eye.
There is that informal organization present, yes. And they have a long history, Sheriff? I know they worked with your predecessor.
My grandfather, yes. They worked with my grandfather, yes. My grandfather was part of them. They haven't had much to do in the last few years. Our drug problems, we're so far away from everything, It's once we managed to take care of the drugs coming across the border, it calmed down here. Most of these people are pretty good people. But we're always keeping our eye open.
How old are the bars?
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't look that up.
They might be retirees, though. Post-mill work.
Possible. Yeah.
What do you say? We go see the general store and the bars. Up to you all if we want to split up and do it at the same time. But I'd like to. Well, I'd like to see what we can learn from both.
Yeah, maybe
As
we
you say, we're all going to need a few things from the general store as well. I love those cunning little chemical hand warmers you can slip into a glove when you're out, or a boot.
Yeah,
So-
might be wise to follow his path, the same path he started at the general store.
Oh, very good, Agent Burnett. If he has a sequence, there could be meaning in that is obvious to us.
Maybe and maybe too the general store is who directed him to the bars.
All right.
Can I-
So the sheriff dismisses herself unless you have something else you want to ask. All right. So you guys finish up your breakfast, and Gaz still hasn't shown up.
I'm gonna give him a call.
The phone rings a few times, but no answer.
Then I'm gonna call Hall and
Ranger Hall.
yes.
This Ranger Hall.
Are you at the station right now?
Just getting there right now.
Is Agent Hader still there? Can you check inside?
Yeah, give me just a second. Parking the car.
I'll put him on speakerphone for everyone.
You can hear him moving around, and you can hear the sound of gravel as he's walking up to the door, and he unlocks it and goes inside as well. Let's see, Agent Gaz, are you here? No answer. Well, I mean, it looks like he's been here. Looks like he was sleeping on the floor. There's some of his gear that he got. Check the restroom. Nope, he's not in the restroom. No, he's not here.
Thank you.
I
His,
expect if he slept there and then rose early and went out, I'd expect he'd have rolled up his kit and his boots would be gone. Is that the case, Ranger?
well, his boots are gone, and there's no clothes. But no, his kit's still lying here. Like he got up and left in a hurry.
Perhaps no, if he engaged in some kind of pursuit, he'd have reached out to us, I'm sure.
And there's no signs of any scuffle nearby, Ranger.
No, none at all. Well, that's odd, he says.
Maybe he
kind
knows
of
something we don't.
There's something behind the desk. It's like there's a burn mark on the wood. You know, we got wood paneling in here. It's like there's a scorch mark of some sort. That's the damnedest thing. It's like there was a fire, but it went out. There's no electrical outlet there.
What, Ranger, would you estimate the circumference of that burn mark? And
Well,
I guess
it's
we'll see
about-
it ourselves.
It's about 2 feet wide and about 3 or 4 feet high, kind of oval shaped. It's
Huh.
right under this picture of Secretariat.
From what height above the floor? Does that 3 to
It's
4?
about it starts about a foot above the floor.
Cannot
suppose
account for
it's-
that.
Does it
Yeah.
have any Is there any sort of lingering odor? I know you smelled the burning the chemicals on. Does it smell similar to that?
Well, it definitely smells like burnt wood.
Okay, but not motor oil or
No, there's no motor oil.
okay.
Did you want to come over and take a look at it?
Yeah, I'll look at everyone else. I think we should go over.
We have a couple of stops in town, Ranger, and then we'll stop by there on our way to the cabin.
Okay.
We can radio you if coordination is useful.
Well, I might be going out on patrol. I've got my patrol, but I'll leave the door unlocked. You can just come in.
Much appreciated, Ranger.
If you see anything that suggests he might have come that way, please contact us. We're getting slightly concerned.
Of course. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you, Ranger.
Right. So where to first?
I think Bowie was right in suggesting that or was it Burnett, that we follow the same course.
Yes.
Yeah. With the
Murphy did.
Slight deviation
right.
when we get to the woods to the ranger station before we go up the trail. Yeah.
Right. So, by the way, it is now, I believe, October 3rd. This is the second night you spent there. So, all right. You drive down to the general store. It is Wilcox General Store. And it's not a huge place. It looks like it was a mom and pop's sort of sized place. It's got glass across the front of it so you can see inside. There's various displays in the front window of a lot of camping gear and orange suits and stuff like that. You go inside and there's a little bell that's hanging on the door rings. You can see there are aisles of stuff, and everything's nicely arranged. It's fluorescent lighting, and there is, elevator music sort of playing in the background. But you don't see anybody right away. Walk in.
Is there like one of those little hotel bells on the counter or something you can tap?
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'll do that because I think we need to pick up the pace a little, I think, to see what's going on.
All right. You ring the bell, and almost immediately from the other end of the store, somebody puts a box or something down and starts moving forward, and around the corner comes this fellow. And he says, "Good morning, folks. How you doing? What can I get for you?"
I have a list of several items, actually. Is it Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, that is indeed my name, Mr. Blaine Wilcox. And you look like the federal agents that I've heard a little bit about.
Our reputation precedes us, I see. Nice to meet you, Mr. Wilcox. I'm Special Agent Cross. Good morning.
It's nice to meet you as well. Yes. It's always nice to have strangers in town. It gives them, I probably know every single person in this town, bought like the back of my hand. And strangers are always interesting. So you're all here investigating something, huh?
Indeed we are, Mr. Wilcox.
Anything interesting, or is it just usual crime?
I think we could say it's interesting, but of course we're not at liberty to describe it at length.
I understand.
A fellow was found in distress in the forest nearby, and we're trying to follow up on exactly what happened. You may have met the fellow, actually, before he went up into the parkland.
Was that the fella the other day There's a fella here around 10 o'clock in the morning, right after we opened.
Fell out of Priest River, I believe.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I did see him. We chit-chatted quite a bit when he was here. He was friendly, told me a lot of things about his life. That's what I get sometimes when people, I guess I'm just easy to talk to. Said that he wanted to do some hunting, as I recall.
Is that what he equipped himself for here?
Oh, yeah, he got himself a rifle and he got himself some gear. Here, I can go check the receipt.
That'd be very helpful. Thank you.
And he says, I is he the one that you found dead up in the hills, or is that who you're talking about?
Nobody's dead.
Oh, so okay. Is he okay? Did he get himself stuck up there like a bunch of idiots do when they don't know the woods?
Do you think he went alone to the woods, or do you think he hired someone maybe as a guide? Perhaps his name Barr, Barr, ring a bell with you, sir?
Morris Barr and his wife. Could be.
Is that something they do for a living? Guides? Are they guides?
Well, they're kind of homebodies. I suppose Morris does hunting. I don't know how he would have met Morris, unless he met him like at the Roadhouse or something like that. You ever been up to the Roadhouse? It's a nice place. You can go up there, get a drink. I don't know if you folks drink. They got nice music, and it sometimes gets a little rowdy. But
we're here for a while. We may check that out one night. We're just trying to get a general idea what he did that day before his incident in the woods and he was found.
Well, as you can see here on the receipt, he got some food, got some jerky, got some soda pop, got some ammunition for his rifle, and he shows it to you, and nothing really looks out of the ordinary.
Did Mr. Murphy seem to you, Mr. Wilcox, as someone who was experienced and well-informed regarding hunting firearms?
Well, no, not at all. You see, we get folks coming up here into the country and wanting to do stuff that they really don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I think, if he went, I hope, if he went up there and got lost, but you say he's okay at the hospital, yeah? So, I don't know, I guess all's well that ends well. But no, he looked like somebody who didn't really know his way around. I'm not sure he knew his way around a rifle.
Did he purchase a compass from you? Is that, run my finger down the receipt.
No, he didn't.
Compass. How about a hatchet for small woodwork?
No, I think most of what he is on here is food and the rifle and a sleeping bag.
But not a tent.
Not a tent, and not a map, there's topographical maps, but I didn't purchase any of that sort of stuff.
Did you mention anything about staying in a cabin that's up there, or was that suggested to him, perhaps?
No, not that I know of. No, he didn't say anything about that. If you want, I could go ahead.
Did he buy any high visibility gear for the hunting?
An orange suit.
Or was he wearing it?
Yeah, he wore an orange. He bought an orange suit. He didn't put it on while he was here.
Hmm.
Although we've got change rooms back there.
And just out of game, he wasn't found in that, was he?
No.
Well,
I'd
Yep.
like you all to do spot hiddens.
I'd like you all to do read receipt.
Finally, an
Mm.
accounting roll.
I got a regular success, 44 under 65.
57
Yeah.
is a pass on spot hidden, just a regular.
15 is a pass. I don't know. It's a hard pass.
Okay. For those of you who pass. Um, your first impression of Mr. Wilcox is that he was in the other part of the room putting stuff on shelves. But you now notice that he's wearing gloves, like rubber gloves, which is more for like cleaning. And it just suddenly strikes you just a little odd. So, folks, I mean, whatever I can do for you, where do you need to find? I'll point you to it.
Yeah, well, people are getting their hiking gear, and it's not my turn to be fitted for shoes or whatnot, and like orange vest, etc. I want to look up this Wilcox fellow on social media, see if he has a presence there.
Well, you can find out information on it, but he doesn't like have a web page or anything like that. He doesn't have any kind of social media that he's into. But you can find, Wilcox General Store, Blaine Wilcox owner. He's owned it for 30 years. No previous owner that you know of. This might have been converted from another store into this.
I'm
Sorry,
going
getting
to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is there
I'm
anything
gonna-
in particular you wanted to get or find on it?
Well, if I was just curious if he had a social media account and had posted things about being concerned with any kind of conspiracy content or something about if this is a holdover habit of his from the pandemic or like is just general germophobia,
I
etc.
see.
If there's just something about that one, is if he had made lots of like posts that portray an underlying medical anxiety or something like that. That's what I was
Yeah,
looking.
you don't find anything like that, but you don't really find anything at all. David,
I
you
was-
were going to say something.
Yep, go ahead, Dave. Yep.
Well, I feel like I'm happy to occupy Mr. Wilcox for a while with very particular questions. I'm going to get a kerosene lamp and some fuel for it, and a powerful flashlight and some good batteries, and I'm going to sort of just cloister the man and move him around the store so that everyone else can feel free to roam and inspect.
I was hoping someone would do something like that because I was going to suggest I was going to give you guys a knowing look, like distract him, and I'll take a look out back, see what's going on.
I'll help Daryl run interference, but what I first want to ask is, do I smell anything odd? Like, I know what some chemicals smell like. I have biology. I just want to know if I smell anything coming from his gloves or just from back there.
Yeah. Smell hidden? No, you don't need to smell hidden. You definitely smell something that smells bleachy,
Bleachy.
you know.
He's cleaning something. I'll
Okay.
mention that to Russell. Russell, he's cleaning something.
Yeah. All right. I'll go take a look. You guys keep him distracted. I'll just take a peek back there. Who knows what we might.
Oh, Russell. As you're looking around, his store is very well organized. He's got everything in place, everything is lined up. I guess if this is his only thing to do, this is what he does all day. He doesn't seem to get in a lot of customers. But do a spot hidden for me as you get over towards where he was working.
Oh, that's an 09.
That's really
So
good.
that is, I believe that is it's got to at least be hard. For my spot hidden, it is a extreme. 13 was my
Yeah.
extreme.
All right. So you notice a couple of things, and you're sort of putting these things together in your mind. Um, it looks like he's wiping everything down. That's physically what it looks like he was doing, washing the shelves, taking stuff off, cleaning the shelves, putting everything back on, wiping down the product that's there. Because you notice that ahead of him, or ahead of where he would be, um, there's still layers of dust and things like that on some of
Mm.
the things. It looks like he's almost done wiping everything down. Um, so you wonder if it's just he's very meticulously clean about his store. But you start to smell something burning in the air. It's not bleach or chemicals. It smells like wood burning.
Like,
It smells like your ability is kicking in and telling you something.
uh-oh. Um, so it doesn't smell like the motor oily stuff we were smelling before.
No,
It smells like wood.
but it's
Does it?
stronger when you get to the products that he hasn't cleaned yet.
Oh my God. Let's see. Trying to see what this could possibly mean. I mean, I have to alert the others, but is the chemical anything that he's cleaning with something that could catch fire? Like there's a potential fire going to start because he ignored something, maybe left a cigarette or.
No, you're pretty sure that it's bleach and water.
Okay. What the heck would he be cleaning with? Can I take a look at the shelves? I mean, I know I'm smelling this and it's probably distracting me, but the shelves he hasn't cleaned, I want to like see if I can take a look closer at them to see if there's anything on there that might look like.
Just what you'd expect to see in any store. You know, most of the product is nice and laid out, and there's maybe uh, some smudges here and there that are just natural to people coming in and picking stuff up and moving it around and looking at it. And not all of the labels are facing exactly the same way, which they are in the stuff that he's finished.
Uh, the items that aren't cleaned yet. Does any of this, am I seeing anything like, okay, this is the same kind of stuff that is that everything's like sort of where everything's supposed to be on these shelves, even the unclean ones, not just like say he got a whole bunch of equipment back from somebody that may have disappeared and showed up later and put on the shelves or anything like that, returned to the store for whatever reason, or is it like basically this is all this item, just hasn't been cleaned yet?
Despite the fact that you got a really good roll, part of your mind tries to tell you there's nothing unusual here. He's just oddly meticulous about everything, all of the labels lined up and everything.
So he's a
in
little
his
OCD,
store.
something to mention to Daryl, our profiler, see if he if he's picking up on the same. I mean, I'm a layman, so I'm thinking OCD kind of behavior.
Kind of.
Something mentioned to Daryl.
Somebody who's proud of his store, but at the same time, whenever you're contemplating that, you're smelling this wood burning in your mind.
Is this here? Is this happening now? Is this related to what we found out about Gaz up at the tower, up at the ranger tower? I'd feel a need to get out of there and at least talk to Daryl and everyone else, and without letting the Mr. Wilcox know, just kind of.
Well, and you can always text anybody else in the store.
That's a good idea.
Since Daniel and Jeffrey
what I'm sensing and what I saw and what I'm sensing with my ability to smell fire.
Daryl, do you have anything you're driving the conversation towards?
I did, of course, spend a bit of time compiling a list of things I would like to make sure we're comfortable and safe in our excursion into the woods. Mm-hmm. So I'm partially maximizing the efficiency of our purchases while also making sure that the guy is busy and can't look around too much. I am going to look. Is he wearing like blue nitrile gloves?
Yes, blue nitrile gloves.
Whereas if you were doing cleaning around a general store, you would normally be wearing a cloth or maybe a leather glove. That's for making sure you don't leave fingerprints or get substances on you. These also stain pretty easily. Is there any discoloration on the blue nitrile gloves other than just dust from?
I don't know if bleach would do anything to them. I don't think it would, but
no.
They definitely smell like bleach. And yeah, there might be some dirt, like dust and stuff that's, accumulated.
But there isn't a varnish or blood or something that would leap out at one's attention as unusual, other than, getting the bleach out at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. The temptation to imagine that he's murdered somebody and that he's got their bloody corpse in the other room. Yeah, it doesn't give you that impression. Daniel?
I guess I'll take, at some point, again, we're like leaning on to this well-organized but cluttered shelf, because when you sell everything, you really have to pack it all in. It's not like he's got a Walmart-sized emporium here. He's got hunting gear and foodstuffs and everything all up next to each other. So when we're someplace in close, I guess I'll accidentally brush my hand up against one of his gloves as we're both reaching to, into a box of batteries to see if I can get an impression from him.
You brush up against the gloves and you get absolutely nothing. But that in of itself seems a little unusual. You're a profiler.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to use any of your FBI abilities on him?
Well, I guess we'll start with psychology, right? I'm loaded with that. So I have a hard psychology at 34 under 70.
Okay. He is very cheery and very smiley, and the longer you're talking to him and he's not paying attention to where the others are, he seems to be getting just a little nervous, like the drop of sweat, occasional glance back to see where they are, but he's trying to cover it up with excessive friendliness.
Mm-hmm. He's probably got a couple of curved mirrors out in corners of the store, and he keeps trying to peer at them while not looking suspicious.
What's a curved beer?
Curved mirrors.
Oh,
So
mirrors.
yeah, so you can appear, so you can look at a
Right,
different vantage in this place.
right.
Primitive surveillance technology for retail.
It's just that there's something about him that makes you nervous, and
Does he want us to leave, or is he just uncomfortable that he can't keep an eye on us?
he seems uncomfortable that you're there.
Hmm.
And with that was a really good roll. You start to piece together that did he know that you were coming? Yes, he already slept that. He knew there were agents in town.
Hmm.
Now it all sort of looks like he's trying to cover his bases, so to speak.
Having learned that there were feds in town, he got up early to start bleaching things that would usually just get dusted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll turn the screw a little bit by like asking him really annoying little picayune questions about the lumens of this larger flashlight, and how easy if you drop it, like this seems a little bit more fragile, whereas this guy, but it takes all these double D's, it's so heavy. And when he starts to like, when his eyes start to roll up in his head, I'll ask again, sort of abruptly, like, was there anything unusual that Mr. Murphy bought from you?
And you're tangential sort of doing it.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, I've told you it. I've given you the receipt there. You can see everything that he bought. Um, you certainly ask a lot of questions. I suppose that's one of the things you should expect from the feds.
I think from law enforcement in general. Yes.
Indeed. No, he seemed like a regular sort of fella. Um, was friendly and everything.
And nothing unusual happened at all while he was here.
Well, I mean, I can tell you what he told me. It's none of, I mean, it was personal stuff. He was telling me about his divorce and his wife and how he felt very depressed and that he just wanted to get away and, you know, uh, so
But he
forth.
was friendly in a manner that you didn't feel uncomfortable selling a firearm and ammunition to a fellow who seemed not to know how to use it after he'd expressed distress about his recent relationship crisis.
Well, business is business. Uh, us people up here in the country, we we're a lot more laid back.
Hmm. Well, about these hand warmers, how does the chemical work? Do you know?
I actually have no idea. Excuse me for a moment.
Of
Uh,
course.
and he goes towards the back of the store and through a little swingy door into the back. You guys do.
Well, I say we loot the place.
Guys, I was smelling that burning smell that I get when there's possibly an imminent fire going to happen at some point. It wasn't like the motor oil one. It was just like regular wood. I don't know if it's related to this place or if it's related to something with this gentleman or if it's something related to gas. But
Oh, and this Mr. Wilcox seems an odd fellow.
yeah,
Well, let's look at the store. You said he was cleaning something. I smelled the cleaner. Does he clean regularly? And I'm gonna look and see if it looks like anything else gets cleaned. Like, is there dirt on the floor? Is there dirt on the shelves or dust on the shelves? Is there a
It
calendar that
looks.
says today is spring cleaning or whatever?
You don't say anything like that, but if you guys are comparing your notes, um, Daryl's observation seems pretty accurate. It looks like he's been in here furiously cleaning all morning before you arrived, and you guys arrived before he'd finished.
He's
Well,
using
let's
bleach, though.
let's look at what he hasn't gotten to then. What is he so anxious to clean up?
Well, while you all do that, I'm gonna go out and look at the trash cans in the dumpster.
Okay. Um.
I'm interested
Give
in
me a
looking,
moment.
interested in looking at the pattern of what has and hasn't been cleaned. I also wonder if one of us shouldn't go closer to the back room and see if he's making a phone call in a panicky way.
I could, unless Jeffrey wants to go that way, just to see since he's our tech guy, see if he hears anything, what he's using.
Yeah, I'll go back that way.
Sorry about that. That was the FBI. They wanted to know.
What the hell we think we're doing?
I've prayed for that day when they show up at the door because I want to invite them in and show them what we're doing. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that because I was listening to the phone. What was it that you said?
So I'm going back to where he went, the swinging doors. I want to see if I can eavesdrop if he's talking to someone, or if he's using a computer or something. Daniel's going to go check the garbage cans, and then Daryl and Russell are looking at the parts of the store he hasn't yet gotten to. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So let's say Daryl and Russell, you guys are standing at the area, the rest of the shelves that he hasn't finished.
He started bleaching over here. And these aren't things you don't ever bleach a wood floor.
That makes no sense unless you're trying to...
unless there's evidence. It's possible, of course, this is unrelated, but there are, other activities here. He's worried that the federal officers would notice.
Possibly, they've always had a drug problem here. He could be somehow involved with that historically. That would certainly clean up some evidence if we were looking for drugs, cocaine, crystal meth. Using the bleach would definitely help with that. Obviously, bleach can be used to get rid of blood, other bodily fluids. I can't imagine this entire store being covered in bodily fluids unless there was a mass murder or something in here, but I don't think he would ever be able to get it clean that he would have had enough time. So I'm not sure why he's doing this.
You're standing in front of the shelves. What are you doing? What are you going to do? Describe your physical actions.
Looking at where the areas that have been bleached, but it no longer smells like bleach, and then where it does still smell like bleach, or maybe there's a container with some mixed bleach and water and a rag, and then seeing what's next to that he hasn't gotten to yet, so I can try to locate what he's attempting to cover up. Maybe even take a few swabs.
Okay. At this point, it looks like he's managed to clean almost the entire store, except for the shelf that you're on, which he would have probably had cleaned in the next 15 minutes had you not walked in when you did. There are all sorts of things on that shelf. Just whatever you might randomly find in a general store. Do you touch any of them?
I was doing some swabs, but I'm not putting a glove on or anything, so I'm going to move things around.
Okay. When you touch things, you get a sort of psychic echo in the store, and you see the store in your mind the day or two before. You imagine him parking his car and coming in, and this sweet, friendly Mr. Wilcox showing him around the store. And this is playing in your mind like you're watching a movie. You see Wilcox talking to him about hunting and showing him the rifle, but you don't get the impression that Mr. Murphy is that interested. You see him, kind of talking him into it. Then you see him getting on the phone, Mr. Wilcox, and calling somebody. And it's like he's set something up. And then you see Murphy reluctantly, but he's depressed and he wants something to do, taking the gun, paying for it, and going out and leaving. Then you see Wilcox once again go to his phone and make a phone call and say, yes, he's on his way. And that's where it sort of fades out. You get the feeling that he's cleaning the store because he knows that you guys might be able to figure things out by touching stuff.
More information than he should have by far.
Yeah. Jeff, you're at the door and you can hear him in the back talking on the phone to somebody quietly. Do a listen roll to see if you can hear what he says. You're muted.
23 is a success.
Okay. Yeah, you do hear him say something along the lines of, they might be on their way up to you. Take care of it. And then he hangs up the phone. You can hear him starting to move back towards this part of he's going to come through those doors any second now.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him.
And he comes out and he's like, yeah, is there something you're looking for? Sorry.
Yeah, just curious about your accomplice.
My accomplice? What are you talking about? I was talking to my wife.
Mm-hmm. Your wife. Having movers come over?
In fact, we are. Why do you ask? You were listening in. Why would you do that? Okay, you're federal agents. I get it. It's getting a little silly, guys. Maybe it's your modus operandi, but I'm just running the store. If you need something, please make your purchases. I've got some work to do. And he smiles.
Yes, there's always more cleaning to do in a place like this. It tends to get dusty. Well, I think I'll go with this flashlight. I think you were right about that. And did the hand warmers come in different sizes? I'd like some little ones for the inside of the boot.
Just the ones that we have there. And he goes over and stands behind the register, and he's not as talkative as he was.
While they're doing that, I'm going to text the Bookhouse boys, Ted Polk. I'm going to ask them to keep an eye on this place today for us.
Okay.
Because I know we have other appointments to make. There's something going on here, and I think it's related. Well, I don't know. Daryl probably hasn't had a chance to tell us yet, but I think it's related to the bars, and they're all in cahoots, But as we figure that out and talk,
I want to send a text message to the others about what I overheard, and that he's having someone cover something up, so we need to get a move on.
Yeah. So we'll just
Probably.
make any
Right?
purchases.
So you make your
Wrap it up.
purchases. All right.
Yeah.
I'm probably seeing that right as I head out to the dumpster. I just want to peek in and see if there's anything he like recently threw away that sort of stands out.
It doesn't look like there's anything unusual out there at
Then I'm
all.
gonna go meet up at the car.
All right. So you're all back at the car. You drive. Where are you going?
Well,
You still
we
haven't
should-
seen gas.
Yeah. We need to go visit these the Barr family. See if they're connected to Wilcox or why the hell Murphy went there. And then we should get up to that cabin as fast as we can if there's someone up there destroying evidence.
Do you think you
Take
could get
care
a
of
phone
it.
call up into the mountains
Reception was okay when I tested it.
at the cabin, though?
Well,
Yeah.
that's where his phone was last reported.
How well do you gentlemen
Location-wise.
trust the ranger? I'm thinking maybe we should get a hold of him and ask him to head up to the cabin now in case there is anyone up there. We can stop any. Or should we call the sheriff and ask them to do it? I trust the sheriff. My jury's still out on the ranger.
I think
Well-
the sheriff could get to the bar's place faster than they could get to the cabin.
Okay.
And I don't think we should send Hall up there alone, even if
No.
we do trust
Yeah,
him.
I could. This isn't really his.
Gaz will-
I know he's armed, but it's more for bears than.
We don't know what we want from the Barr family, so it might be that we want to speak to them.
No.
But if we send the sheriff and the ranger together to the cabin,
Lane.
then they are.
Sorry, continue, Cross.
Just seems safer all around.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could track the phone call Wilcox made to where it went?
Not without a lot of approvals.
And here and now, I imagine that. I mean, if he called the bars, it was probably a landline connection. So, not all more or less invisible without going to, records that are kept far away and going through all that step. Yeah, all those steps. I assume that the general store has a couple of landlines, one business and one front of store. And I imagine most of the houses around here maintain landlines.
Yeah, it's not exactly like they're updated to modern standards everywhere. So.
Can I try something? I'll just text the sheriff and ask her if she has the bar's phone number.
She says, well, we can look it up.
If you could get that for me.
All right. And she gives it to you.
So what I want to try to do is I have a little bit of disguise. I want to try to call the bars and just say, impersonate Wilcox, and just ask if they've taken care of it.
Well, don't tell me what you're going to say. Oh,
Okay, yeah, I will. I am going to. I'm going to consult the others first. What if we were to call the bars? And I've done some vocal work. I tend to give voices for my taxidermy. But what if we just pretend to be Wilcox? They don't know our phone numbers.
Well, again, if they're using a landline, they might have a caller ID box attached to a device sitting on an end table next to a ceramic ballerina.
Can we disguise that in any way? And who uses landlines in 2026 or 2025?
Rural Americans who live in homes next to the woods.
Yeah, we could. I mean, spoofing caller ID is one thing, but it seems gonna more trouble than it's worth at this stage.
Well,
On the other
So,
hand, it
even
might
if they'll
just
buy your
be a beige phone hanging on the kitchen wall that they don't even glance at a caller ID if there's one visible. They could
Well-
be. It wouldn't entirely surprise me to see somebody pick up a black earpiece and crank up a phone on a wall in a place like Twin Peaks.
So Daniel, you gonna try it?
If I could spoof the caller ID, I'm gonna just do a quick call from
Okay.
a cell phone.
So the phone rings maybe 3 times, and you hear it pick up, and a woman's voice. She goes, "Hello."
Is it taken care of? I'm doing like my best Wilcox voice, maybe sounding a bit staticky.
Whoa, whoa. Is what taken care of? Who is this?
Sorry, it must be the wrong number. And I'll hang up.
Daniel, you can do a psychology roll. It's not much to go on.
I don't have
call.
psychology, so this is kind of based off of nothing. That's a 07,
Oh,
which
that's
is
really
still a
good.
success.
You pick up that the sound of the voice it's a woman, and she sounded kind of meek and sad.
Mhm.
You know,
Well,
that's about all that you got out of the couple.
I don't know if it's them.
lines.
They didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't recognize Wilcox, although I was kind of step masking it. So,
I think that slightly increases my. I think that adjusts my percentile consideration of whether they were calling the bars to warn them or calling the cabin. It didn't seem like the way a person who was anticipating further clandestine conversation would respond. So maybe the bars will know nothing. Let's make short work of it.
All right. So you're going to drive to the bar's house. It's not far off the mark from the road that you would take to the mountains that you took yesterday. It's kind of 2 blocks over. It's a nice house, 2-story, but it's kind of run down, you know. The yard is not in the best of shape. There were definitely some flowers planted there at one time that aren't blooming right now. And there is nothing in the driveway, so you can't really tell if there's anybody home, although you just called.
There is not a garage door.
There is a garage door, but it's open. It's not a garage door. It's more like a carport, and there's just nothing there.
A solo couple, only one vehicle, because somebody's at home, is what it would seem. Let's just take 2, leave a couple people in the vehicle. I think I should go. Who wants to go with?
I'll stay behind because I made the phone call.
I'll go up with you, Daryl.
Thank you.
Okay, so the 2 of you walk up. There are other houses in this neighborhood, obviously, though they're not like right up next to each other the way they might be in the city. They're still within view.
Yeah, they're probably their backyards set up against forest rather than another street.
Yeah, and there's no fences in between houses. They're just mostly lawns, but there's trees and stuff like that as well. All right, you walk up to the front of the house. There's a porch. There's a doorbell. Assume you ring the doorbell. You hear it ping bong. And after a couple of seconds, you hear something coming across the floor. And the door opens, and there is a woman standing there. She looks rather frumpy. She says, yes, can I help you?
Mrs. Barr, I presume?
Yeah, that's me.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Special Agent Cross. This is Agent Lane. We're from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're not
Oh,
going to take up much of your time at all. We can speak here, or if you're comfortable bringing us in.
what's this about?
Uh, you had a visit a few days ago from a fellow who came up out of Priest River, who has since then met with some sort of accident, and we'd just like to know why he came to visit you and whether you knew him and beforehand and the same,
Oh,
like other things.
no, I didn't know him at all, and he went out hunting with my husband.
Mm.
Um, but my husband's not here. He left about 15 minutes ago.
15 minutes, you say?
Just about, yeah, 15 minutes ago.
Did he say where
He,
he was going?
um, no, he didn't. Um, and in that moment, if you guys want to roll a psychology,
Sure.
I'm much better with computers than people, so no.
I'm quite good at psychology, but I rolled an 82. Uh, yeah, but having offered to stay out on the porch or go inside, I'll definitely put one of my shiny black shoes in the open doorway and look in and say, "Did your husband leave right after a phone call, ma'am?" And see if I
well,
can get her to sweat.
she says, well, yeah, there was a phone call earlier. There were two phone calls earlier. One that was just a little while ago. It was kind of strange. But um, did you want to spend points to or luck
I was
to?
pushing it, and
Oh,
I passed.
oh, you pushed it and
Just a
passed.
regular
Okay.
pass.
She says, well, I don't know when my husband's going to get back, but why didn't you come inside? You get the impression she really wants to tell you something.
Yeah, step inside. Thank you so much.
Um, uh, she says, I could offer you tea or coffee. Uh,
Ma'am, we don't want to be any trouble, but a little touch of coffee would always be welcome.
well, it's just that, and she sort of motions for you to follow her into the kitchen because she's talking. She says, it's just that lately Morris hasn't quite been himself. Uh, he was always a quiet type, but I don't know. Here you are, the FBI. Is he involved in something dangerous or illegal? Because that's also not really like him. But he did get a phone call, and then he went skittling out of here and didn't tell me where he was going. And then
Is
I got
your
a phone call that said, "Is it done?" or something like that.
that's very good to know. Is your husband a close associate of
Mr.
Mr.
Wilcox.
Wilcox?
The man who runs the store? I'm not particularly. I usually do the shopping.
What does your husband do for work?
He doesn't do anything for work. He used to be a woodsman. Now he just sort of hunts and brings home the food, goes on long camping trips, but I haven't he hasn't brought any game home lately either. It's been odd for about 2 weeks now. It's like he's not really there.
Mrs. Barr, the stranger that visited and then went off hunting with your husband, did he explain how it was he came to your place to find a guide?
Um, I think he said that he was sent. Um, maybe he was sent by Mr. Wilcox. Although I don't know why. And I heard something about him being divorced. And Morris and he went off into the woods. But I don't know anything after that until my husband came home the next day. And
So your husband was gone overnight?
Actually, now that I think of it, I think he came home really early in the morning that day, which is funny because doesn't usually come in the morning. He usually stays out all night.
And Mr. Barr had nothing to say about his hunting excursion with Mr. Murphy?
He didn't say anything to me at all.
Did he seem tired, distressed? Were his clothes distressed in any way? Muddied or?
No, not particularly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do keep us informed if he has shows any worrying developments or troubling behavior. But we should be going.
Mrs. Barr, here's my card. If you think of anything or are concerned about anything, feel free to call in any hour.
Am I in any danger?
I assume that you're not. I think whatever, you feel free to tell your husband, and I'll give Jeffrey a look, for reassurance. We think your husband might have been the last fellow to see our injured party. And so he might be able to help with an investigation. We think that the out-of-towner might have gotten into an altercation with a bear. And so if there's a bear problem, your husband might be able to clarify exactly where they went hunting and so on. So, it's a regular investigation, but we'd welcome a call from him when he gets back.
Yes. No one's in any trouble.
Well, here, take this. And you're in the kitchen. She opens up a drawer and she pulls out a thing of bear spray and says, if anything happens, you spray that in the bear's eyes. I like to keep some of this around the house just in case.
We were actually just at the general store and I picked up a few cans because you never can be too safe. So you keep that where you know where to find it, Mrs. Barr. Much appreciated, though. And this is very tasty coffee.
What should I tell Morris if he comes back?
Just tell him that we just want to talk to him.
We just want to know where he last saw Mr. Murphy and under what circumstances so we can clear up this accident.
Okay. Right.
How's the house?
Frumpy. It doesn't look like she's the best housekeeper in the world, but it's not a college dorm.
Is there like, are there pets or anything? Cats?
No animals.
But there's also no like blue sheeting blowing in the breeze where there's a wall missing.
No. Nothing
Just
like that.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna, you know
what? Do me a spot hidden.
Mm-hmm.
20 is a hard success.
I got a 20 also, which is also a hard.
Look at that. Bureau working in sync.
20/20 vision.
So looking around the room, you notice a couple of things. One is, like a lot of married couples, it's almost like you can tell this is her place and this is his spot, where he likes to sit. She obviously does some knitting. She likes to sit there. His spot looks normal, except it doesn't look like any of the hobbies that he might have been touched in weeks. There's a book with a layer of dust on the top of it, and
No.
And family photographs, there's only the two of them.
Oh, yeah. And there's not many photographs.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
You all be careful out there. I hope you get your man, but I hope it's not Morris. She definitely seems a little frightened of Morris right now.
That's why she should keep the bear spray.
Yeah.
You get the impression that might be why she has the bear spray. First place. All right.
So I want to contact, as we're walking back to the car, I want to call Sheriff Truman.
Okay.
And do we have vehicle registration information for Morris Barr?
You can
What kind
get
of car
it.
does he drive?
He definitely has a pickup truck.
What color?
It's white.
White pickup truck.
Probably formerly white.
As you guys are getting back out to your car, do a spot hidden, and if you get a good enough number, I'll give you another little piece of info.
I just got a regular.
33 is a regular. I could spend 3 points to make it a hard.
Well, if you do that, I'll tell you something.
Okay, I'll spend 3 points. Who needs luck?
It's a gravel and dirt driveway, and you can definitely see big tire treads, but you also see some smaller ones, which, if you do some quick research, therefore was it a Toyota? I said, which would be Mr. Murphy's car.
They don't get a lot of visitors, but they did get him.
Yeah, definitely. Have we contacted the Bookhouse boys to look after Wilcox?
Yeah, I had sent them a text.
Okay, good.
To take good care. I think when you guys get back in the car and fill us in, I'm going to suggest that we do not contact the park ranger, because he spends a lot of time in those woods, and it seems that Mr. Barr spends a lot of time in those woods. They could be in on this together until we know better about the park ranger. I mean, he was helpful to us finding, but just to cover our bases, I wish we could get a hold of Gaz.
No.
All right. So where are you going now? Are you going to go
Ranger
up to the
station.
trailhead?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go back to the ranger station. Okay.
Do you guys think we should go?
I'm concerned about letting Morris get too far ahead of us.
Yeah.
So straight to the cabin?
Straight to the cabin. I
Okay.
guess whatever he's doing, I hope he's okay.
If he's in any danger, it's likely near Morris. So,
All right.
I'm going to send one more text to Alt Wield and ask him if he's heard from Gaz. I'm assuming he hasn't, but just in case.
He responds and says, I haven't heard anything from him. Is he missing?
Potentially. We haven't been able to get a hold of him this morning. And he spent the night up in the ranger station.
You say he spent the night alone?
That's what he wanted to do, that, but for his own reasons.
He says, I thought I made it clear not to be alone, any of you, in that area. It's a dangerous area, a Blue Rose dangerous area. See if you can find him. But do whatever you're doing now, finish up. You're obviously encountering some oddities of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
All right.
We're hoping we can resolve it once we get to that cabin and figure everything out.
So you're going to go to the ranger station, or you're going to go You said a second ago you didn't want the Rangers.
We're going up to the cabin.
All right.
Straight to the cabin. We've got a time limit now if he's already out there, Bar.
All right. You drive up to the place you were last time, and you can park your car there, and then you have to kind of start walking from there. Remember that the Ranger could get farther because he had a off-road Jeep or something like that. You do notice
Bar's truck. Would that be parked around there? Bar's truck?
Well,
maybe?
that's what I was going to say. When you park your car, as soon as you move towards that trail, you can see that there are tire treads that dig in a little to the soft ground that continue up. So, and they weren't there yesterday.
Well, we got this giant Outback thing for just this sort of purpose, but the Ranger, maybe his pickup truck is, I'm not an off-roader particularly. This is again where gas would be useful.
Yeah.
But we're not going to catch up with him if he's in his pickup or on foot.
Should we let the sheriff in on what we're doing, or the Ranger that we needed to?
Yeah, I feel as though the Ranger's not
Emergency?
associated with whatever's going on.
What about the sheriff? Do you think the sheriff might have a vehicle that can get up there?
Well, you could take your vehicle farther up, but
Yeah.
you're risking it's a rental. You're
Yeah. The
You're
Bureau,
risking
the
it.
American
I feel as
taxpayer will cover
though, yeah, I think it's worth risking the car.
it.
I think, yeah.
For
and
Gaz's safety, especially.
I'm perfectly comfortable also radioing the Ranger and phoning the sheriff because we might want backup.
Yeah.
At least away at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
So you want to tell them, okay.
Tell the sheriff at least, yeah.
So you tell them. So they're aware of where you are. And if they don't hear from you, they're going to come looking for you. They'll know where to look. So you manage to skirt around the meadow by driving on the dry side and not getting bogged down in the meadow. You go up past some clefts in the rocks as you're going, and then you finally come to a flat area that you weren't aware of before because you didn't go up any farther than this. And you see that truck parked over to the side. Are you going to pull up and park next to it?
Yeah, we'll park in a way that makes it inconvenient for it to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull up behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
Even pull up sideways behind it just so it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
I'll say that it's about 11 o'clock in the morning at this point. So now you're going to have to get out and start marching up the ridge.
Gentlemen, check your weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if, interpreting the phrase to take care of it broadly, Mr. Barr could be, behind a boulder with a rifle trained toward the way up. So we should also spread out a little bit and,
Agreed.
remain vigilant.
Circle around, see if there's a back entrance. Circle around the house, perhaps the cabin.
Can we see the cabin?
angles.
We can't
Got
see
at
the
least
cabin.
5 miles to go to get to the cabin.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So there are a tremendous amount of places somebody could be hiding and watching you or training their guns on your heads. It's peaceful. It's pretty. It's beautiful. You can see the Twin Peaks, Blue Mountain and White Mountain. Everybody do, we'll call it spot hidden.
84 is a failure.
40 is a regular success.
5 is an extreme success.
27, I got a hard success.
The full range.
You got all of them.
Daniel, as you're walking, you see a glint of light far up ahead of you, and it sort of triggers a response in your head that it is the barrel of a gun pointed in your direction.
I'm gonna yell at everyone to get down.
And just as you do that, a shot rings out, and a bit of rock, goes ping like that, and goes to somebody just shot at you
With a rifle? Would you be
Yeah.
saying? Okay. Did we? Well, I know we have the standard. I think it's a Glock is the standard issue now for the FBI. I know we have, our standard issue weapons. Would we be in range to return fire?
Well, I mean, you're at far range.
Not effectively, but I think
Yeah.
that one of us needs to, in cover, just fire to keep that person's head down, even if there's no way in hell we're going to hit them.
Yeah.
And the others flank around.
Do this. I'll do that. I'll shoot while you guys start the flank.
What was the range like, Daniel?
Oh yeah, that's what I want to tell. I'm going to tell them where it is before they, make any plans.
Well, your revolvers have about 45 feet range, and the rifle could have been almost a football field away.
If he had a scope, yeah. But how far away was the glint that Daniel saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 200 or 300 feet away.
300 feet.
And the bullet didn't come anywhere close to hitting you, although it obviously just didn't. It wasn't a good shot. He got an 89.
Yeah, can I stick my phone over wherever I'm hiding and just take a picture of where I think he is?
Sure.
We just gotta move.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna send that to everyone so they get an idea, and then if Russell knows where he is and can provide covering fire, I'll start moving up. Otherwise, I could do that.
Okay, once you let me know. Or do you think it's better if you do it because it's quicker? I think if you start.
I know where he is.
My gun's out, but
I'll
where
be
he
shooting
is.
at him. You'll see where it is.
What is your
Then
dex
I'll follow
order?
your lead.
I should have written down your dex order.
My dex is 65. I'll put it in the chat.
My dex is 60. I'll put that in chat.
I have a 50.
I'm the slowest.
Okay. So, I'm saying since he got a little bit of surprise on you, he's going to go first, and shooting again as you guys are scrambling. At the moment, you're all under cover. What the heck is mine? There it is. He does not succeed in hitting you, but he obviously was aiming for Daniel. So another ping off the rock. And now it's your dex turn. So Jeffrey, you're first.
I am running full sprint. I'm making a right hook up through the trees, up towards where he was. So I'm just running as fast as I can.
Okay. Russell.
I'm gonna back up Daryl. I'm sorry. I'm gonna back up Daniel. Trying to keep his head down. Like now that I've seen where Daniel shot, I'm gonna fire at the same area.
Okay. Go ahead and fire.
I got a 50-50. I'm doing something here. I got a 42, which I believe is a regular success with my Glock.
Oh, let's see. I forget because it's different for each distance. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, so you may have winged him, but Oh, you didn't see anybody go. You didn't see him go down.
Okay.
Um, uh, Daniel?
I'm going to be sort of doing the same as Russell, but I'm going to be heading sort of towards the next spot of cover while doing it. So I'm moving forwards and shooting at the same time.
Okay, go ahead and
It's a 45 under 50.
okay. And as you are shooting your gun, you see now that the person is hiding behind a tree. So although you hit the tree right near him, you didn't make contact. And Daryl,
I'll.
you guys, I assume, are spreading out.
Yeah, I'm basically imitating Jeffrey's approach, but going around to the left, not firing, just moving from tree to tree or through the brush, trying to get in a more reasonable range.
Okay.
I'm hoping that we can injure the fellow and capture him. But, if he keeps firing upon federal agents, it will not redound to his benefit.
Okay.
He's fired twice now, so we know it wasn't like a hunter having an act like a poor sighting. Plus, we're dressed for the occasion, so yeah.
Right. So now it's going to be his turn, but on the next round, you will have him kind of triangulated. You can hit him from multiple angles. He fires. Oh, he got a 20. Jeffrey, you feel a bullet hit you, but it only does, where's my damage again? Oh, wait. Never mind, high sound. And that only does 2 points of damage.
All right, now he's getting
Yep,
killed.
I just sucking air through my teeth and keep running.
Yeah. Probably gets you right on
Yeah.
the arm. Okay, that was his shot. Now it's Jeffrey again. You're moving closer, so your range is better.
Yeah, if I judge that he's in range, yeah, I'll take a shot back at him.
Okay, go ahead.
30 is good.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
What, a D8?
Would you have a Glock?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
D10.
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 Four.
Okay. So you hit him right in the shoulder, and you see him spin around behind the tree when you've hit him. But there was definitely a blood splatter. Let's see. Russell.
I'm going to shoot in that general direction too. Again, it's just to keep him, like Daniel and I've been doing, just to keep his head down, just to keep him from shooting back at us. That is an 84, so I get nowhere near him.
You hit the tree because he
Hit the
jumped
tree.
behind it. Daniel.
Yeah, I'm approaching again, moving to the next sort of cover and shooting again in that direction.
Okay.
29 under 50, so just a regular.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm also using a Glock. That's 4 more damage.
Okay. And Daryl.
I'm again, from the left side. I mean, he's obviously the bright red of blood spray is going to make him easier to see. So without poking myself out from behind a tree trunk, I'm going to call out, Mr. Barr, your wife Leona is extremely concerned about you, your strange behavior. We don't want to hurt you anymore. You're already in physical danger. Please lay down your weapon, sir. And I can roll persuade, or I'm better at that than intimidate.
You can try persuade.
Well, I'm usually good at persuade, but not when I roll a 94.
It's his turn. His response to you is he steps out a little bit from behind the tree and fires in your direction because he hears your voice. Ooh, he gotcha. Let's see how much.
You got my tree.
Only 2 points. So he just
Right.
wings you a little.
You'll regret that, Mr. Barr.
In observing him, you can see that he's almost shooting at you emotionlessly.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to be angry or mad or yelling at you or anything. He's just quietly shooting at you. It's now your turns again. Jeff.
Well, now that he's firing with his back turned to me, firing at Daryl, I want to close the distance and take another shot.
Okay. All right.
35 is good.
Okay. So you're coming up behind him, and he's facing Daryl. How much damage do you do?
9.
Yeah. Okay.
Poor Leona.
You think you probably hit him right in the back. And when you hit him, there's a splatter of blood, and he flies forward and lands face down on the ground. You guys wait for a couple of seconds before you move forward, or do you just immediately move forward?
I think
I'm basically on top of him, so
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just gonna go up to him now that he's down.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
for my turn, I'm going to close the distance and run up just to back up Jeffrey. Yeah, now that
Okay.
I've seen him go down.
He's dropped his rifle. He's wearing a camouflage or just dark clothing.
I'm gonna secure the rifle and sort of
All right.
unload it. Keep it.
You
out.
run up to him, and he's face down, lying on the ground with his hands kind of up, but his face is literally planted in the dirt. And he doesn't seem to be moving much. He's just twitching.
Has anyone been shot?
Anyone have first aid? I mean, we've got
I
our
could do
2
first aid.
Okay, yeah, you're a doctor.
Well, not officially yet. I would rather do it on us before. I mean, he doesn't look and.
If you roll him over.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll him over first just to see if he's dead before I.
All right. You roll him over, and he's like this, and his fingers are twitching, and he's opening and closing his eyes and his mouth, like he's trying to say something, or in a very odd sort of manner is he doing this. And he's bleeding, of course, all over.
I'm gonna sort of. I might try to sort of staunch the bleeding a little bit. I don't think he's gonna survive, but I think maybe I can at least try to hear what he said.
All right. You get down on your knees and you put your hands over his wound, his chest wound. Guess the bullet went all the way through. You start to notice almost immediately that his blood is turning black. And as his blood begins to turn black, he starts to cough. And when he coughs, this black cloud of smoke starts coming out of his mouth and his nostrils, as he's twitching. And this, you can do sanity rolls for seeing this.
87. That
24
is
is
a
a pass.
fail. It failed.
If you fail, do 1d4.
I was actually going to be moving up around
4.
them and toward the cabin in case there was somebody else. So I'm not sure how clearly I saw that.
Okay.
Because I'm not medical and so on.
Right.
But if I look back and see a weird cloud of black smoke, it might spook me.
Yeah. If you're not looking, then you don't see it. That's fine. But the two of you or the three of you that are looking at him, the skin around his mouth starts to almost dissolve, but it's dissolving into black smoke. And his body shakes for just a moment, and then his clothing sort of collapses onto the ground. His head and his arms start to just disintegrate into like black smoke, and he evaporates like a cloud of very nasty smelling oil-like, oil burning smell.
This is the smell I had smelled.
And something about him, some essence of him seems to sort of condense, and falling out of that black cloud onto the ground is what looks like a kind of marble. It looks like that. It's completely black. It's shiny. You can't tell whether it's metal or stone, but that's all that's left of him. And the clothing is still lying there, but it's just empty. I won't make you do a sanity roll again, but you guys are really surprised. And of course, you might call out for Daryl, who's looking around for someone, in case there's somebody else.
We should... Can we even touch this? Should we bag it up?
Yeah, I don't think we should make physical contact.
Well, let's go to the cabin and say...
Well, we can't just leave it here.
Up there. Well, we could probably... we must have some ability to wrap it, not have to
you're investigators. You've got baggies and stuff in your pockets and stuff.
And take that.
I'll kind of bundle the clothes and wrap it in a bag too, just because I don't want just the only contact to be through a plastic bag.
It gives you the impression that it's like made out of glass, but it's extremely heavy, like lead or gold. It's surprisingly heavy, but wrapping it in plastic, you don't have any reaction to it. You haven't actually touched it physically. It also seems oddly warm.
We need to get to the cabin. I'm going to text the Bookhouse boys and tell them to take Mr. Wilcox in and lock him up in the sheriff's office, because I'm sure I can't just walk in the sheriff's office, shoot him in the head, and see if we get another black ball. Obviously, that would be a bad thing to do. So, but I want to get him locked up.
All right. So you've still got a little ways to walk to get to the cabin.
Yeah. If I've cleared the next ridge, I'll turn around and call down that I don't see anybody and ask if he's going to survive.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it. It's can I see the cabin from the next ridge up, or am I just
yes, you can see the cabin.
And smoke, lights on?
Nothing.
Okay. I have eyes on. I found the way up around this rocky area. Not that bad. I'll go ahead, but keep me in sight.
Do you want me to take a look at your arm, you too, Lane?
I've wrapped something around my small injury before I headed up.
Well, Daryl is moving up to the cabin. You could wrap my arm, sure.
Yeah, I'll wrap his arm. I have some first aid, and that's a success. So 10 under 50 is.
You get 1 point back, and you're not bleeding.
While we're walking up to the cabin, Russell's kind of thing. He's going through his head different types of folklore that he's aware of. Does any of this, like the smoke people, or I don't know about the orb or anything, but maybe smoke people? Are there any local legends that I might have come across as an occult or folklore roll or something?
Do a folklore roll.
Folklore. Where's my folklore? Oh, there it is. That is an 83. That is a fail, so I'm not aware of anything.
There's something in the back of your head but you're thinking, it doesn't have anything to do with like American Indian history or folklore from this area. So you don't know. You'll put that on the back burner of your mind.
Yeah.
All right. So you start heading up towards the cabin, and you find that you can approach the cabin somewhat covertly, kind of from the side and coming up towards it. You see, it's a small cabin. The ranger had described it as a place where people could, if they were caught up here in a snowstorm or something, they could at least get out of the rain or the snow. It's old, it's beat up. It doesn't look like it's in the best condition. It doesn't look like anybody lives up here. But there is a pile of firewood outside that looks like it's been there for a while. There are a couple of windows, and there's a door on a porch. Maybe there's even a porch swing. What do you guys want to do? How do you want to approach it?
Does it look like it used to be? Is this? I don't remember what we were told. Is this a residence from a previous era, or was this purpose built to be part of a parkland situation?
Yeah, it looks like it might have been built voluntarily by, just people a long time ago in case you're stuck up here. It doesn't look like anybody's lived here.
Right. Could be like a shared hunting lodge kind of thing historically.
Yeah, something like that. So it's not big, it's small.
Right. Yeah.
Probably
possibly one room. Yeah. But there is a chimney?
Yes, there's a stone chimney.
Oh. All right, so it's pretty old. Yeah, I'm going to sort of, again, wave back down at the guys, and I'm going to do a slow 360 with my firearm down before I get too close.
You get the impression that nobody's been here for a while, but that's hard to tell. I mean, it looks so old.
Yeah.
You don't see any movement. You don't hear any noise. And by now the guys have caught up to you.
And the ground nearby and the plants aren't trampled, but that doesn't mean somebody didn't walk in the last week and put a crate of something there or what have you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So let's and it's midday.
About noon. You do one more spot hidden.
Yeah.
You can all do it, because you're all there now.
Great Scott, another 91. I mean, another 90 roll.
8.
That actually makes the most sense. Agent Jeffrey, you find a cell phone in the grass. And it's definitely Murphy's cell phone.
I'll put it in a bag.
Okay.
So we've circled, and then we're going to sort of wave us to go in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Bowie the only one who's not injured at all?
I believe Russell is in as well.
No, I'm fine.
So one of you who hasn't gotten winged should take the front door.
All right. I'll do that.
I
think Bowie was winged, wasn't he?
No.
Okay.
That was crossing lane, I'm pretty sure. I got shot at, but I didn't get shot.
So, Russell, uh, you're up at the front. The rest of you are behind him. You go up to the door, Russell, and it doesn't look like there's any kind of lock. It looks like there's a latch, like you'd expect on old cabins.
I'm gonna do that thing where they push the door and they kind of go to the side in case anyone's shooting out. I'm gonna do that just in case. Ready to.
Just as you do that, you push the door open, and there's definitely the smell of burning motor oil coming from inside the room.
Is this something only I'm smelling, or will they be able to get a whiff of that as well?
They're coming up behind you.
Okay.
I suppose the rest of you will sort of smell it too, but not as
Okay.
strongly as Russell smells it.
Oh my.
You push open the door, and you can see at the far end is the fireplace. There's no fire in it. The room is pretty much bare and empty. It's wood. There's no furniture except a table in the middle of the room. It's a square table, and it looks like there is a box sitting on top of it.
I'll look at that before I go to the box, and I motion everyone in, and once I see that it's clear, no one's in there, I want to look at the surface of the table. If I see those scratch marks, that direction.
Okay. Do a spot hidden for me.
Okay.
Can I do a forensics to look for that sort of thing or other signs of people being
Yes.
here?
That's
Yes.
36, which is a regular success.
I can spin. I got a 39, which is regular. I can spin it down if needed.
Yeah, I think I can go down.
I don't think you need to spin it down. You both probably noticed that there are footprints in the dust on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The first set of footprints looks like it comes into the cabin. The second set looks like it scrambled to get the hell out of the cabin. And it looks like the same set of footprints, the same tread marks on the bottom of the shoes.
Does it match what we found for Mr. Does it look like it for Mr. Murphy?
Yeah.
This is where he came. There's a box on the table. Is it like a wooden box or a metal box?
It looks like a wooden box. It's been painted green, like dark green, and there is an odd sort of symbol on the top of it. Looks like it might be in brass.
I'm going to take a few pictures of the scene before we touch anything.
Okay. The table itself has a lot of dust on it, but the box does not. The box is clean.
Gentlemen, it would appear that Murphy was sent up here by Wilson and Wilson and Barr, or whatever had changed them. That he did something to that box that he could not fully escape. And so I could only suggest that we approach that box with a heightened degree of caution.
Agree.
Maybe treat it almost as if this was a bomb squad situation.
Exactly. I'm gonna get a hold of the sheriff and see if she could send a bomb squad up here so that we can maybe get one of those machines if they have that. So that we could extract it eventually from here, but I don't think any of us should touch it.
You try to get reception and you don't get any.
Well, yeah. I have a feeling if we leave, this
might be something that we don't want to end up at general evidence anyway.
Probably not.
This may be a blue rose trinket.
I think you're right.
There was a symbol on the box, like it looks like an eye with eyelashes.
A diamond with eyelashes. Can I do
looks like a diamond with little, almost like eyebrows.
Let's see. I also have a cult. Can I do either a folklore or an occult to
Sure.
See what what's my occult? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, my occult's actually higher than my folklore. 70. That is a 42, which is a regular success. I can spend it down to a hard to a 35 if I have to.
Yeah, spin it down to a hard.
Okay. All right, so I'll do that. So it's a hard.
You think that it might be a Native American symbol for an owl.
Yeah.
It seems very much like that's what you recall.
Wasn't there some things in the files about owls in this region? Something I don't know. The owls are not what they
The owls are
seem.
not what they seem.
Yeah. I remember reading that.
What do you do?
Now, it's just a box. Is it like open? We can look in it, or you'd have to
It's
lift
closed.
something. Okay.
It's closed, but it looks like it's just got a hinged lid on it. There doesn't seem to be any lock or anything like that.
Well, we have the issue of, is it touching it that causes it, or is it opening it that causes it? Because if it's touching it, we could open it with a stick.
I'm thinking that rather than opening it at all, I'm assuming that
It's
I'm
about the size
wondering-
of a shoebox.
I'm wondering if we're going to risk anything, I think Agent Cross should make contact with the box.
Well, there's a point. I can perhaps determine something from resting a finger on it without risking opening it altogether. I'm sure there are no neural agents or anything here. Whatever we're dealing with is unusual in character. You caution against it?
I think you should do it.
I think it's your call. Either way, I mean, I don't want anyone risked on this mission, but there it is.
And yet we are here on a journey of discovery, are we not?
We are.
I produce a little alcohol pad and tear it open and rub my hands together and clean them. And then I assume like at least two of you are behind me in case I collapse. And if you're right that it's an owl, I'm going to approach it so that the wings are upward. These things can matter. And I'll rest my finger on the top of the box inside the brass insignia of the diamond, touching the wood, I assume, which is inside.
As you move forward and you touch the top of the box, the same thing, all of you in the room, the same thing occurs. The light outside flickers like a light bulb flickering. The room itself becomes dark, and for a moment you are in complete darkness. And then you seem to be standing in a room. It's not the cabin, but it does seem to be a very empty sort of room, or rather undecorated, shabby even. And there are other people in the room with you. But you also seem to notice that you are incorporeal. You can't see your own hands, and you can't see one another, but you can see this in front of you. And the first thing you see, you see this all at the same time. The first thing you see is there's a man. He's over on the right-hand side. He's a black man, and he has a shovel and he has a woolen cap on, and he says, electricity. And next to him, there's a door, but on the other side of the door, there are two men who are dressed like lumberjacks. They both have axes, and one of them has a cigarette unlit in his mouth. And they're just staring at you with very white eyes, but their clothes and their skin seems to be black and white. Their faces especially are almost black. It looks like coal dust. And in between them is a radiator, an old-fashioned radiator. But they just stand there. Then to the side of them, there's a young man, good-looking, blonde hair, dressed like a magician. But he looks like he's maybe 20 or so years old. He's completely indifferent. He looks like he's bored. He's not looking at you. He's sort of looking just in a random direction. Sitting next to him, there's an old woman. And she's looks like an old crone. She's sitting in a chair, and she's looking at you with daggers in her eyes, like she doesn't want you to be there. She looks surprised and angry. She doesn't say anything either. And then finally, on the other side of her is the strangest thing of all. It's a man, and he's dressed in a red suit, and he's got a mask on his face that is white and has a nose that sticks out about like that. And he's very animated. He's moving his arms like this, and he's jumping up and down off of a box that seems to be sitting on the floor. The old woman then says, "I'm a room." And you're sitting there staring at this. There's strange noises in the background. The man who said electricity, he says, "Send them away." And when he says this, you see the two woodsmen reach behind the radiator, and they pull some sort of lever, and there's flashing, and there's electrical sounds and strange roaring sort of noises. And then you are blinded by bright sunlight. You feel like you're falling for just a moment, and you land face down on the ground. The ground beneath your hands hurts your hands like you fell onto gravel or rock. The heat is oppressive, and you realize your fingers tingle. You look around at one another, and you are in some sort of dry desert landscape with craggly rocks around you, and you've landed right on the edge of a road. It's made out of asphalt, and you're there for just a moment, and a car whoosh goes past you. Then another car whoosh goes past you. They seem to be going pretty fast. And you stand up and you look over, and there's two signs. One sign says Highway 15, and the other one says 10 miles to Las Vegas. And that's where we're going to end our story. We will pick this up in another game.
Thank you.
Our players included Joe Bardalis, David Gasaway, Morgan Llewellyn, and Sawyer Hill, with myself as the keeper of arcane lore. Joseph Clay will be back in the next episode. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.